To raise her 4 children, a woman began working as a day laborer hidden from her husband. One day she arrived at a rich house and, upon seeing a photo on the living room shelf, she froze in horror. To support her children and ensure they don't lack anything, Estelle took on cleaning work. The decision to keep this a secret was difficult but necessary. Her husband is a proud man, and the idea of Estelle working outside the home is not welcome. For him, her job is to take care of the house and children. So every morning, she leaves the house as if she was going to run errands, but in reality, she goes to her clandestine job. Today, she heads to a house she has never visited before. Upon arriving, she is greeted by the owner of the house, an elegant and distant woman. Estelle begins cleaning the living room, where luxurious furniture and exuberant decorations reveal the opulent lives of the residents. She stays focused on her work, her thoughts always returning to her children, who are waiting for her at home. As she dusts a bookshelf, her eye is drawn to a photo in a silver frame. The image is a family portrait, smiling at the camera. Estelle feels a chill run down her spine. She immediately recognizes the person in the center of the photo. It's her husband, with the same confident expression she sees every day. Your heart races. Her hands shake and she almost drops the picture frame. How can he be there? What does this photo mean? Her mind is invaded by a whirlwind of emotions: fear, anger, and confusion. Estelle feels betrayed, an intense pain welling in her chest. She tries to process the situation, but the questions keep coming. Who are these people in the photo? Why is your husband with them? And, most importantly, why didn't he ever mention this other family? With each passing second, the room seems to become smaller, suffocating, as Estelle struggles to maintain her composure. The sound of footsteps in the hallway makes her wake up from her thoughts. The owner of the house appears, smiling cordially, but Estelle can barely respond. She feels lost, as if the ground has been ripped out from under her feet. The image of that photo remains burned into her mind, a painful reminder of a reality she never imagined. As she continues to clean, each movement is automatic, devoid of life. Her heart is in pieces, and the weight of the secret she carries becomes unbearable. Now, in addition to the burden of working in hiding, she carries the pain of possible betrayal, the fear of the unknown, and the anguish of a truth that could destroy her family. She finishes work that day, but her mind is racing. When you return home, everything seems different. Her husband's face, once familiar and loved, is now a mystery, an enigma that she must unravel. Estelle wants answers, but the fear of confronting the truth paralyzes her. Every moment at home is now silent torture. She watches her husband, looking for clues, signs, anything that explains what she saw. Anxiety grows, and the love she feels for her children motivates her to discover the truth, no matter how painful it may be. In the midst of all this, a tragedy shook her life. His brother Conrad and his wife Gloria died in a tragic car accident just a few months ago. Estelle, facing her own financial difficulties, did not hesitate to take in Conrad's 2 children, preventing them from being sent to an orphanage. Estelle's decision was guided by love and responsibility, but it brought with it an immense weight. Estelle is faced with a devastating dilemma. The truth she seeks may bring relief, but it may also destroy the life she knows. And as she ponders her next steps, one thing is certain: her life will never be the same. After weeks of agony and growing suspicion, Estelle finally discovers the truth. Investigating discreetly, she finds a series of documents and messages that reveal her husband's duplicity. He has another family. For months, he spends it with Estelle's family, pretending to be a poor man, and when he finds time, he spends it with the other rich family. His other wife is a millionaire, and he tells her that he needs to go away on business to justify her absence. And to Estelle, he says he works on board. Estelle reads the messages. Each word hits her heart. The photos, the documents, the love letters to another woman, all confirm the terrible truth. Her world crumbles, and the pain turns into a mix of anger and despair. She feels betrayed, lost in a sea of conflicting emotions. How could he deceive two families for so long? How did she not notice? The sadness for lost time, for wasted love, is overwhelming. Fear of the future, of uncertainty, is paralyzing. Estelle knows she needs to face him, but the idea of facing this truth scares her to the core. She thinks about her son, about her nephews who are now her responsibility. They have already lost so much. How can she protect them from more pain? As Estelle prepares for the inevitable confrontation, she wonders how to rebuild her life from these ruins. The truth may bring bitter relief, but the journey to healing is just beginning. And as she ponders her next steps, one thing is certain: her life will never be the same. The moment of confrontation is like a rope stretched to the maximum, ready to break at any moment. Estelle stares at Leon, her eyes full of pain and indignation, as the words accumulate in her throat. She feels the crushing weight of betrayal, every lie and every deceit echoing in her mind like a deafening echo. When she finally musters the courage to question him about his other family, the look of surprise and disbelief in Leon's eyes is almost palpable. He seems unable to believe that his double life has been discovered, that his lies have been unmasked before Estelle's eyes. The feeling of betrayal is intensified by the lack of regret on her face, as if he can't understand why her actions are so devastating. The tension in the air is great, a thin line that separates explosion from tense calm. Leon begs Estelle to keep his discovery a secret, as if she could erase the years of lies and deception with a simple plea. But Estelle is determined and demands a divorce and child support for the 4 children, even though only 2 are her husband's and the other 2 are her nephews. The thought of remaining tied to a man who so cruelly deceived her is unbearable, and she is determined to cut the ties that bind them. The threat of reporting him to the other family is a card she plays without reluctance. She knows it's the only weapon she has to ensure her children and nephews are not left destitute. Estelle wonders how this all happened, how she could have been so blind to the lies her husband told so skillfully. The trust she placed in him now feels like a knife stuck in her heart, a wound that won't heal easily. Estelle feels a complex mix of emotions. The sadness at the loss of what she thought they had, the anger at the betrayal he committed, and the fear of what the future holds. But there is also a spark of hope, a fierce determination to move forward and rebuild her life, even if it means facing difficult battles ahead. Leon, unable to accept the end of the relationship, becomes a threatening shadow, hovering over the lives of Estelle and her children, ready to unleash chaos at any moment. His behavior becomes increasingly unpredictable, a whirlwind of veiled threats and intimidating actions. He searches for ways to harm Estelle, destroying her peace and security with sick determination. Every day is a battle against an invisible enemy, a fight for survival on an emotional battlefield. As Estelle struggles to maintain her sanity and protect her children, a light appears on the dark horizon. Dinah, an attentive and concerned neighbor. She notices Leon's disturbing behavior and, alarmed by the possibility of imminent danger, decides to intervene. With courage and compassion, she seeks out Estelle, offering a shoulder to lean on and a warning about Leon's dangerous plans. With Dinah's gesture, Estelle feels less alone, less vulnerable, knowing that there is someone willing to help her in her time of need. Dinah's concern is a powerful reminder that despite the darkness that surrounds her, there is kindness and solidarity in the world. But even with Dinah's support, Estelle wonders what Leon is capable of doing, what his sinister plans are for her and her children. Every strange sound at night, every knock on the door, is a source of growing anxiety, a constant reminder of the imminent danger that surrounds them. Alden's entry into Estelle's life is like a ray of hope in the midst of darkness. He is more than just a lawyer. He is a guardian, a defender of his cause in a world where justice often seems elusive. His name resonates with authority and determination, sending a clear and unambiguous message to Leon. His tyranny will not be tolerated. Estelle clings to Alden's presence like a castaway clings to a lifeline. For Estelle, he is a source of comfort and security. She feels less alone, less helpless, knowing that there is someone willing to fight for her and her rights. Alden contacts Leon, challenging him with a courage she herself wishes she possessed. His words are like a sharp sword, cutting through Leon's lies and manipulations to reveal the raw, undeniable truth. And when he threatens to expose Leon to the rich family he is deceiving, Estelle feels a wave of relief and gratitude flood her heart. The possibility of a protective measure in her name is like a shield against imminent danger. Estelle feels stronger, more capable of facing whatever fate has in store for her. She holds on to the promise of safety Alden offers, knowing that as long as he is by her side, she will not be alone in her fight. But even with Alden's help, fear continues to gnaw at Estelle's insides. She wonders if Leon will retaliate, if his threats will come true. Leon's persistence in his quest for revenge is like a dark shadow that hangs over the lives of Estelle and her children. His desire to hurt and control Estelle is a constant source of worry and anxiety. Estelle finds herself caught in a whirlwind of emotions, struggling to maintain her calm and composure in the face of imminent danger. Leon's hiring of a lawyer is a painful blow for Estelle. She wonders how far he is willing to go to get what he wants. What are the limits of his cruelty and lack of scruples? Each new development is like a dagger in her heart, a constant reminder of the threat he poses to her and her children. The settlement proposal presented by Leon's lawyer is a test for Estelle. She finds herself faced with an impossible choice, between giving in to her ex-husband's demands or fighting for her rights and those of her children. The decision is a double-edged sword, a crossroads that could determine the course of their lives forever. With Alden's guidance, Estelle carefully analyzes the proposal, weighing the pros and cons of each option. The idea of a supervised departure is a source of internal conflict for her. On the one hand, it provides an opportunity for his children to say goodbye to their father in a safe and controlled way. On the other hand, it means opening the doors for Leon to re-enter their lives, even if it's just for a brief moment. Estelle's decision is a complex mix of courage and fear, a choice driven by her desire to protect her children at any cost. As she prepares for her date, Estelle's heart is filled with a mixture of hope and apprehension. The room where the farewell takes place is filled with palpable tension. The white walls and simple furniture of the controlled environment contrast with the complexity of the emotions that each person carries. Estelle enters with her children, her heart heavy, holding their small hands firmly, trying to convey a security that she herself struggles to feel. The presence of supervisors and lawyers, including Alden, provides the necessary protection, but also highlights the seriousness of the situation. Leon is sitting in a chair, visibly uncomfortable. For the first time, his face reflects a sincerity that Estelle has never seen before. He looks older, tired, as if the months of conflict have taken their toll. When the children enter, Leon's eyes fill with tears. It's a moment he can't control, a break in the armor of coldness he's always maintained. He starts to speak, his voice shaking. "My dear ones, I know I have caused you all a lot of pain. I know I made terrible mistakes." Leon looks directly at Estelle, a silent acknowledgement of the suffering he has inflicted. But I want you to know that I have always loved you. Ever." The children, still young but perceptive, feel the weight of the moment. Leon's words resonate in their hearts, mixing feelings of love, pain, and confusion. They look at their father, trying to understand the man before them, a man who is both a caring figure and the source of their recent turmoil. Tears begin to flow from your eyes, little rivers of sadness and relief. Estelle, observing the scene, feels a mixture of emotions that leaves her almost breathless. Leon's sincerity is unexpected, and for a moment, she feels a pang of compassion. But the pain he caused is deep, and broken trust cannot be restored with words. Still, seeing her children receive an apology, seeing Leon finally acknowledge his faults, brings a small measure of peace to Estelle's heart. The children approach their father one at a time, their steps hesitant but determined. They embrace him full of emotion and meaning. Leon holds them tightly, as if he wants to commit the feeling to memory, as if he knows that this moment is the only thing he has left. "I will always be here for you, in some way," he says, his voice almost a whisper. Never forget that. The children say goodbye with tears in their eyes, but also with the feeling that something important is happening. They don't understand all the details, but they know this goodbye is significant, a chance to close a painful chapter in their lives. For Estelle, there is quiet relief. She knows that this farewell is a crucial step towards everyone's healing. As they leave the room, leaving Leon behind, she feels a weight lift off her shoulders. There are still many challenges ahead, many wounds to be healed, but this moment, this farewell, is an important step in the right direction. Alden, always by her side, offers a supportive look. "You were very brave," he says softly. Estelle takes a deep breath, feeling the truth of his words. And as they walk together out of that controlled environment, Estelle feels, for the first time in a long time, a spark of hope. After the difficult farewell with Leon, a feeling of freedom begins to blossom in the hearts of Estelle and her children. The oppressive shadow of the past begins to lift, allowing rays of hope and possibility to illuminate their lives. The tension that dominated their routines gives way to a long unknown lightness. Estelle feels like they can finally breathe freely, free from constant fear and insecurity. Alden's presence becomes a pillar of strength and stability for the family. Your steadfastness and kindness, which initially brought relief and legal protection, now transform into something much deeper and more meaningful. Alden is not only the lawyer who helped resolve issues regarding the divorce and separation. He becomes an essential part of their daily lives, filling the void left by Leon with genuine love and unconditional support. To Estelle's children, Alden is a figure of security and affection. He becomes actively involved in their lives, not as a forced substitute, but as someone who truly cares. He attends school meetings, supports them in their extracurricular activities, and offers advice with patience and wisdom. His actions speak louder than words, building solid trust and a deep emotional bond with each of them. The children, initially cautious, soon realize the sincerity in Alden's affection. They begin to open up, sharing dreams and fears they had kept to themselves. Alden listens intently, valuing every word and offering non-judgmental guidance. Your love for them is evident in every small gesture, from helping with homework to comforting a broken heart. The children begin to see in Alden the father figure they have always wanted, someone who is there, who truly cares, and who gives them the unconditional love they so desperately need. For Estelle, the transformation is equally powerful. Alden's constant presence and support eases the weight she has carried alone for so long. In Alden, she finds a supportive partner who shares her concerns and celebrates her victories. Together, they begin to dream of a future where happiness and peace are more than just fleeting glimpses. Estelle rediscovers parts of herself that had been buried by pain and constant struggle, blossoming in an environment of mutual love and respect. Family afternoons, once dark and full of tension, are now full of laughter and joy. They share meals, adventures, and simple moments that turn into precious memories. Alden becomes a central figure in family traditions, actively participating and bringing new ideas and experiences that enrich everyone's lives. Estelle watches with gratitude and love as her children and nephews thrive in the security and affection that Alden provides. The house that once seemed full of ghosts from the past now glows with the vibrant energy of a new beginning. Every corner and space echoes with laughter and the joy of a family that has finally found peace. Estelle, watching her children and Alden together, feels deep gratitude and renewed hope. She knows that, despite all the difficulties and shadows that may still arise, they have the strength and love necessary to face them together. Alden's love and support, combined with Estelle's resilient strength, create an environment where children flourish, overcoming past traumas. Each child, with their own talent and passion, finds a path to fulfillment and success, transforming pain into purpose and fear into motivation. Clara, always studious and dedicated, stands out at school. With Alden and Estelle encouraging her love of knowledge, she immerses herself in books, participating in debates and scientific projects. Every medal and certificate she earns is a testament to her dedication and the safe and loving environment her parents provide. Clara not only excels academically, but also becomes an example of leadership and empathy, helping her peers and participating in community activities. Estelle watches with pride as her daughter transforms from a scared girl to a confident and accomplished young woman. Stuart, with his innate artistic talent, finds in Alden a fervent supporter of his passions. Alden and Estelle encourage Stuart to explore various forms of art, from painting to sculpture. Over time, Stuart improves his skills, participating in exhibitions and even winning awards for his innovative creations. He finds in art a way to express his deepest emotions, transforming past suffering into beautiful works that touch the hearts of everyone who sees them. Estelle and Alden, upon seeing Stuart's creations, feel an indescribable pride, knowing that he has found his voice and his place in the world. Polly, with her gift for writing, begins to transform her experiences and imaginations into captivating stories. She finds refuge in words, creating worlds and characters that reflect her personal journey. Alden and Estelle are your first readers, always ready to offer encouragement and constructive suggestions. Over time, Polly publishes her stories in school magazines and, eventually, in larger publications. Her stories, full of emotion and insight, gain recognition and applause. For Estelle, seeing Polly transform pain into literary art is a constant source of admiration and pride. Richard, the eldest, finds architecture an overwhelming passion. From an early age, Alden notices his interest in buildings and design, and both he and Estelle do everything they can to nurture this talent. Richard studies fervently, enters a renowned architecture college, and, with the unwavering support of his family, becomes a renowned architect. His projects are innovative and sustainable, reflecting not only his technical skills, but also his desire to contribute positively to society. Estelle and Alden, watching Richard achieve his dreams, feel a deep pride and quiet relief, knowing that he has found his calling and purpose. Your children's every achievement is a testament to the power of love, support, and resilience. Estelle and Alden, as they observe the accomplishments of Clara, Stuart, Polly, and Richard, feel not only proud but also inspired by the courage and determination each has demonstrated. The success of their children is living proof that, despite adversity, it is possible to build a bright and hopeful future. Estelle, when reflecting on everything her family has been through, Estelle feels immense gratitude for Alden. Your constant presence and unconditional love were instrumental in creating a home where healing and growth were possible. Each shared laugh, each moment of mutual support, strengthened family bonds and transformed their lives. Alden, in turn, feels deeply fulfilled. He became more than a lawyer or a guardian. He is an integral part of a family that he loves deeply. Now tell me in the comments, what would you do if you found out that your husband or wife had a second family? Would he report it to this family, or would he act like Estelle? Stay now with the next video that is appearing on your screen.